how we looking on everything? Me too. Ready to go. Oh, that's what we did.
All right, while they're finishing up, I'm
How
going
you
to go
doing?
ahead and just get
Nice to
us
see you, man.
started with
You
some
too.
conversations. Whoever wants to share, this is something I like to do personally. I like people to identify a personal best and a business best or a professional best from the last 7 days of something that has gone on in your life. So feel free to, whoever wants to go first. Hannah, I'm gonna call you out first.
You doing for the day or for the week?
For the week, the last 7 days, what's a personal best and a professional best from the last 7 days as we're getting ready to get started?
Hi guys, I'm Hannah. Personal best, I went to church on Easter for the first time in a long time. It was an outdoor event, so I was baptized the whole time. Cold and bitter, but beautiful, and I feel really great because I'm rededicated, and so I'm really proud and excited to say that we're pushing the restart on that. Business best, I actually have some flyers for everybody. Tomorrow, First Friday, Roosevelt and Central at Dialogue, we're hosting a mocktail happy hour. So if you guys want to join,
I was going to say you can put those on the table over there, actually.
I got her.
Okay.
first mocktail is on us. If you guys want to come, it's through an organization called the Phoenix, which is a nonprofit, sober active community that we're a part of. We host a lot of sober friendly events in the community all over Phoenix. So we're going to claim some sober space down at First Friday and have a good time. And afterwards, there's a concert in the park. So
Brother.
we're going to go see Zed. If anybody wants to join.
Definitely. All
I
right.
put them all around.
What about you
Here's
guys?
the rest. I put them all around. Yep.
I'm Patrick. Personal best. I love that. I volunteered for some Saturday services and went to Sunday services. That's a personal 7 days. Um, I would say business is definitely, I got off my ass threw in gear and threw down the podcast.
Good stuff.
Business wise.
Thank you, Alejandro. Yeah, it's loud out there.
I'll do my personal best. My daughter's a year and a half, so now she's starting to walk and talk, and she now knows she's aware and stuff. And then my son's 3 months, but son was just chilling. He looked cute in his little outfit. That was about it. But it was nice seeing on Easter, watching my little one just run around, saying egg, all this stuff and everything, and walk around and run around and stuff. So watching them grow and everything, they do grow fast. I know there's some dads in here, but everything you guys said to us as kids and everything, it is very true. These kids grow very fast. Business best, I'm excited because I just locked in my first four events from April to May, going to speak on tour with James Dixon. So that's pretty exciting too as well. We got 4 big events that we're going on. We just locked all those in.
Absolutely. Anybody else want to share?
I'll share.
Yes.
Personal best. I moved into my own place, living on my own for the first time ever.
Congrats.
Business. I'm hosting a camping trip for about 20 folks this month through my business, which is an outdoor wellness program. So it's one step in the right direction.
Nice.
Awesome. Good stuff.
There we go.
All righty. Should we roll right into it?
Let's roll.
Cool. So I want to start this off with what happened this morning as I was diving in. So I'm a very faith-driven person. I like to dive into the Word in the morning. And a lot of personal development. You guys are here because this is a personal development event. This is a business workshop. And if you're seeking to grow your business or grow your personal self, what I've come to realize is every single personal development expert out there, all the way down to Napoleon Hill, right? The answers and the development that they all write a book, every single book that they write a book about, a lot of the information you could find stems right back from the Bible. And so I'm very faith driven. So I was reading this morning, and in Proverbs 4, it starts off, because what I do is I read the corresponding day to the corresponding chapter or book or chapter in Proverbs. And so today being the 4th, it talks about wisdom. So it's the book of wisdom. And it's important to understand this because it says in there, when you walk, your steps will not be hampered. When you run, you will not stumble, right? If you seek wisdom. So this is an environment where we're bringing you guys wisdom. This is decades of our experience. Not only decades of our experience, but the study that we've put in from other people's 10, 20, 30 years lifetime experiences to bring this information to you guys. So I'm going to try to share my screen at the same time with you guys, and we'll dive into this. So here's how I want to start this off, is today we're going to dive into habits. We're going to talk about bad habits. We're going to talk about good habits. We're going to talk about how the mind works, how our body works, why it is you guys do what you guys do, right? Why is it that at 5 a.m. when you want to go to the gym, why do you decide to stay cuddled up in bed, right? There's a reason why, but when you understand why, you can now make a decision to do something different.
You want to let some people know they're new who we are and what we do?
Yes, and I'm going to dive into that. So that's what we'll discuss, and then we're going to show you how to put it into practice itself. So I'm actually going to start this off. Can you actually come in here and turn around? So this is Blake. I'm Michael. For those of you
Nice to meet you guys.
The reason why I had him turn around is because I want you guys to be introduced to ideal. This is an ideal workshop, and the definition of ideal I'm going to break down too as well. So ideal is existing only in the imagination. So think about when people say, what's your ideal life look like? Or what's your ideal client look like, right? Or what's your ideal business look like? Your ideal family lifestyle look like? Well, first, it's only in the imagination. So you got to understand that first. Then it's perfect, or damn near perfect, right? Something that's perfect, something that you desire or perfect, okay? Only in the imagination, something you desire or perfect. But it's not likely to become a reality. That's because you got to put in the work, right? When you put in the work, then you can create your ideal life. You can start living your ideal life. But if you don't know what the processes and the systems are for you to actually create your ideal life, it will never happen. That's why it's only in your imagination. That's why it's called a dream, right? People dream all day long. But how do we take this dream, something that you desire, something that's almost perfect, it's what your perfect outcome is, how do we make that a reality? Because for most, it's not going to become a reality. So the fact that you guys are in this room on a Thursday shows you guys are looking to put time aside and learn and see where we can get wisdom from, how we can build relationships, how we can network, and how we can dive into that. So, sweet. I want to start this off with anything you want to say before we get started?
Nope. Go ahead.
All good? All right. So what I'm going to do to start off this workshop right now is with bad habits. I'm actually going to take this and give me either a bad habit you currently have or a bad habit that you've had in the past when it comes to your personal or professional life. I'm just going to jot a couple out. Go ahead and you guys can shout some out real quick. Snoozing. Overeating? Okay. Partying. Alrighty. What else? What else do we got?
Watching the news?
Whoops.
Oh, yeah, you're putting that on there.
Excuses. Okay. Gossip. I don't know how to spell gossip because I don't do it. So. Alrighty, that should be enough. Any last ones you guys have?
Bad habits.
Too much coffee?
Not for this guy.
Is there a such thing, Alejandro?
He drinks probably about 12 a day.
I'm going to change that to drinking. Okay. So think about the habit, any of these habits that relate to you guys on this side, right? Snoozing, stressing, procrastinating, overeating, partying, social media scrolling, Watching the news is a huge one. Excuses, gossip, or drinking. When I say drinking, I'm talking about alcohol, nothing else, right? Think about these bad habits. Which ones do you identify with currently right now? Now, for those of you who it identifies with, I'm going to go from top to bottom real quick. For just snoozing, what is the polar opposite good habit to snoozing?
Early to bed, waking up at rise and shine,
Getting up before the alarm. There's a way to do that though. Um,
Deciding in your mind to get up rather than just stay in bed.
I'm gonna do that. That sums up everybody else's. So deciding. All right. Now, for those of you that relate to stressing, shout out some things that are the polar opposite of how you would like it to be. Serenity. I'm gonna take that one. Now, procrastination. Did I hear passion? Action. Action and plan. Cool. All right. So overeating.
A diet.
Yep. Plan. So I'll put eating plan, diet plan. Okay. So we'll stick to that. Did I spell that wrong? Yep. Diet. Alrighty. Then we got partying. I'm gonna fill this one in. I'm gonna put studying. Social media scrolling. What's a polar opposite?
Reading.
Reading. Okay. There we go. What's next? Watching the news. What could you be doing other than that? Creating news. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put podcast and audios. And I'll relate that to success podcast, success audios. Excuses. What's the opposite of excuses in a good ownership? Awesome. Gossip.
Networking.
There we go.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And drinking.
journaling, fasting, working out, man.
I think
I'll
working
put
out would be a good one.
healthy alternatives. Because that one stems from some different ones. Cool. All right, there we go. So now we got our list. What we're going to do is I'm going to break down the process of what actually is going on in your mind, what's been going on your whole entire life. We'll take these ones as examples. Then what we're going to do, just so you guys know, Ideal, our whole entire company is focused on developing and mastering your habits, right? So this app right here, you guys have QR codes. You could download the app right now. You could utilize this app. We're going to show you exactly actually the process and system of what's going on and how you can effectively take action in changing it and creating a new habit starting today. And that app will give you a process to do that as well. So think of your current results right now, your present results. Where are you currently at? Are you happy with your current results? Are you satisfied with them? Are you not satisfied with them? What results are you not happy with? See, and so when we think about the results that we have and we start here, we start about, okay, these are our results. That's going to turn into thoughts, right? So let's say, thank you, yeah. Appreciate it. So we're going to take these present results that we have. Let's say your current result is you're not earning the income you wish you could be earning, right? You're not learning. You don't have time to do extra stuff with your kids or your family because you're constantly doing something else. So that's going to cause you to start thinking thoughts. These thoughts could lead into negative self-talk, right? Either I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough. These are all lies that we tell ourselves. So when we think these thoughts, it'll cause you to start having feelings, right? And you get emotionally involved in these feelings. So if it's I'm not good enough, then you start getting emotionally involved in that feeling of you're not being good enough. So now you start to be get into worry, doubt, fear, anxiety, right? Some people take it all the way to depression, and they just withdraw from the outside world. Every time you see them, it's energy. You can just see that they're in an upsetting mood or a bad mood, right? And they always got to be talked to in a certain way to hype their mood back up rather than just walking into the room excited. So when you get emotionally involved and these feelings start to consume your life, go into the next one, it's going to cause you to take a specific type of action. You're going to behave a specific type of way. And in this exact example, it wouldn't actually be action, it would be inaction. Most people actually don't take action, right? And rather than progressing, they're actually regressing. So who in here, this is personal development, who in here wants to start a business or wants to level up, obviously, in their career? I would assume everybody, right? So when we have these feelings that pop up, which they pop up, they pop up in my life too. I'm not perfect. So as they pop up, what we need to do is we need to get really good at identifying when it gets triggered. If you identify when it gets triggered, which I'm going to go through this process, then that's when you can be able to start shifting and changing and creating a new pattern. So what we're going to do is go into the next one, is we're going to let this represent you, right? This is going to represent me. It's going to represent everybody in the room. So the top half of this stick person, let that big circle represent your mind, and the bottom half represent your body. Go ahead and go to the next one. So, and I'm pacing back and forth so you guys can all see the screen as I'm walking. So now let's take the mind, this top circle, and let's split it up into two pieces. Right now we're only going to talk about two parts of the mind. We're going to talk about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So let's define these a little bit more. Go ahead to the next one. The conscious mind is your thinking mind. You go ahead and go one more. The subconscious mind is your emotional mind. So throughout our entire life, we've all heard see, hear, smell, taste, touch, right? That's how we receive information from the outside world. Right now, you guys are seeing this presentation. You guys are seeing everybody in the room. Your conscious mind is taking that information in and creating thoughts about what's going on. Whatever those thoughts are in your guys' individual's mind, they're all different. Now, whatever you're hearing something different. Every single person in here, you're hearing me speak right now. If you guys are hearing the crickets outside like I am, when the doors are open, you can hear the traffic. That's going to feed information into your mind to cause you to start thinking thoughts. This is why when you're reading a book, there's a line. I'm gonna try to create an imaginary line. So you're reading a book, and I'll go from your guys' left to right. So you start reading a book, right? And you're reading, and then boom, you get to a certain point in the book that triggers a thought, and you go up here into a thought frequency, right? And you start thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, but you're still reading. You're not reading. You kind of distance yourself from the reading. And then that thought's over, and you tune back into reading. And you just miss this whole entire gap right here of reading. And then you do that again, and then a thought triggers, and you leave the reading. You go into a thought frequency again, and you leave the book. That's why when you read a book over and over, most of us we're programmed to pick up a book, read it front to back, and put it aside. Pick up the next book, read it front to back, put it aside. I've picked up a book and I've read it over 100 times, right? You got to do things that are illogical to actually make it subconscious, to actually get the information. Because when I'm reading now, the reason why I read a book 100 times, the specific books, right, study, is because next time I'm going to read the part that I left and I went into a thought I'm not going to think about, and I'm going to read it here. But in the middle of that one again, now I'm going to pick up another thought and I miss another gap. And our mind starts to do this because of the see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. This is what I call 5-lane highways into your conscious mind. It's just feeding information into your mind. A bunch of information all day long. So how do we shut the highway off so we could focus on one idea? And that one idea will be the goals you have, right? The dreams you have, whatever you're trying to be productive to accomplish for the day, the month, the year, and in life. So these are our sensory factors. As they come into our conscious mind, whichever one of these informations touch you, you impress into your subconscious mind, right? Let's give an example of, let's give the example of somebody's 350 pounds, and they go sit down with the doctor, and the doctor tells him, so he's hearing, and he says, look, I give you 2 years to live unless you change your lifestyle right now. Well, out of everything he heard in that whole entire hospital that day, that one thing triggered a thought. That he actually pushed that thought into his subconscious mind and got emotionally involved with it. So because he got emotionally involved with the thought that he only got 2 years to live unless he changes his healthy lifestyle, then he's going to die. So that became an emotional piece of information that he took into his subconscious mind. When you take that information and you impress it upon your subconscious, that understanding, that information, that something different, right? In this case, that person's going to go do fitness activities for the rest of his life, right? Because he got emotionally involved with it. So what I want you guys to do is figure out where you're at right now, what are your current results right now, and then I want you to identify and start bringing this to your awareness as thoughts come into your mind. How do I get my dreams, my goals, my reality, and get them emotionally involved into those so that your body gets on the same frequency as your goals and you're doing things every day that are productive to your goals. So next one. One more. So here's an example. So the business you want to start, right? Or the profession you want to get into. That's your ideas. Those are just thoughts coming into your mind. So we break down ideal, creating your ideal life. There's a gentleman named Earl Nightingale, right? He kind of is the founder of the personal development industry. And he has a quote, and I heard this quote over and over and over again. Part of what I was telling you guys, you know, I read a book 100 times. Well, I listened to this audio every day for 5 years. And he goes, this is his definition of success. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So like, okay, that's his definition of success. Let me break down that definition. Success is the progressive realization, so you're progressively realizing a worthy ideal. A worthy ideal is your ideal that's worthy to you. And so I was like, okay, well, let me break down ideal. So I started defining ideal. So I define it, and then that's where the definition comes from. Only in your imagination, desirable or perfect, but not likely to become a reality. So your ideal life is not going to happen. I'll tell you right that. Everybody in this room, one or two of you are going to get lucky and create your ideal life. But you guys are also in a room that if you guys are all raise your standards and all your standards are raised, this room, the chance of you guys all creating your ideal life is actually higher than most rooms you go into. See, most rooms you go into, one person's going to create their ideal life. This room, the way we've got to facilitate this today, you guys will see this, and how we interact and how we grow and how we want to support your guys' visions. You guys will see how it's possible that actually everyone in here could create their ideal life, but it's on you, not us, right? It's on you if you take the action, if you do the work. And so here's that dream. So I started breaking down ideal. So I was like, okay, well, now I know the definition of ideal. What's the root word of ideal? Well, the root word is idea. So idea, what are thoughts? Thoughts are just ideas or a multitude of ideas, right? So you must be thinking of new ideas all the time. And one of those ideas you're going to impress and get emotionally involved with. Most of you, it's the business you're starting, right? You're like, man, that thought, you got emotionally involved with it, saw them in it, you know, that your intuition was like, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. And you got emotionally involved with it and you started doing stuff, right? And then you started seeing your business evolve, right? Creating the logo, the brand, the website, the networking, the relationships, for some of you investors. So you have dreams, you have thoughts that you're thinking, these ideas. Whichever one you impress upon. See, now let's go backwards real quick to the beginning. The average person's thoughts. I'm not good enough. I hate Mondays. I'm tired of this job. See, most people walk into their job already hating the people in the environment. So what do you think they're going to get that day? They're just going to get that same energy right back to them. Their coworkers are going to yell at them. Their staff's going to work at them. They're going to get more stuff landed on their plate. Then they're going to get phone calls left and right with trouble and arguments and everything. And then they go back home overwhelmed, stressed, anxiety, worry, doubt, fear. The average person is, the number one fear, guys, is poverty. Most people are just trying to make it to pay bills. So that is they're getting emotionally involved with poverty. So because they're getting emotionally involved with the thought of poverty, whether it's good or bad, their vibration is in alignment with poverty. So what do? They get more poverty, right? They get more bills sent to them. They might get in a car accident. Why? Because they're attracting more poverty. And a car accident is another bill, right? Or an injury is another bill, or a medical, right? If they're in this frequency of worry, doubt, anxiety, and fear, if you want to go down to the science, right? Every cell in your body has memory. So it's keeping track of all the memories you're feeding it. And a cell's job is to reproduce a duplicate. So if you're reproducing a duplicate of a stress cell, how do you get cancer? Constantly staying in this environment right here of worry, doubt, anxiety, fear. Those thoughts. How do you get out of that? How do you produce success cells? Well, you got to focus on a vision, a goal. When you do that, that business you thought of that you got emotionally involved in sent a vibration to your body, and your vibration got in alignment with that vision, and it actually causes you to take action, right? And if you understand the laws of the universe, everything that you act upon has to react. So your action causes a reaction, which then alters the conditions that you're in, the circumstances you're in, the environment. All this stuff is just your results. Your results start to get altered because you put in a specific action. So if we go back to the poverty mindset, what's the action you take there? Well, you're always angry, you're always pissed off at people, you overspend because you're already broke, so you're like, I might as well just spend the rest. And so therefore, the reaction you get is more bills, more credit debt, more everything else. So let's go to the next slide real quick. So here's what I'm going to have you guys do is I'm going to show you the process. How do we go from where we're currently at, going in this cycle of the results, give us the feelings, give us the thoughts, give us the feelings, give us the action, and we end up with the same results over again. 95% of the world ends up just going, that's why they call it a hamster wheel, right? The hamster wheel. Here's how you're supposed to start. You're supposed to start with thoughts. There's a quote out there, I don't know who it's by, but it says, 2% of people think. Who do you think those 2% of people are? Say that again? Innovators? Yes, right? It's the 2% of the entrepreneurs that run the whole world, that are building all the successful companies, right? Those 2%, they're thinking their own thoughts. They originated their thoughts. See, and then the quote continues to say, 3% of people think they think. Now, that's a lot of people in this room. That's a lot of people day-to-day life, right? They think they think. They think they have this great idea, or the thoughts that they are thinking are influenced by social media, their parents, the school system, the president. I'll give you an example on how to react and not, or reaction and responding, and how it affects your environment. Going through that process of, go back one slide real quick. Let's take this process, because this recently happened this week, so you guys might be familiar with the update. Joe Biden put March 31st as National Transgender Visibility Day. I don't care what your guys' perspective is, I'm just putting it out there, right? So he put that out there, and he said, today is the National Transgender Visibility Day. Okay, that's information that entered your conscious mind. Now, if you reacted to that information and you got pissed off, angry, frustrated, well, that means that the media controls you. That means you have no control over your body, right? So if you reacted to that, or if there's any other information that gets spread that you react in that manner, that just shows you don't know how to control your body, you don't know how to control your own mind, which means I could guess where you're at in your life. Because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. We've all heard that, right? Or you could choose to respond. See, if that information goes into your conscious mind, you got emotionally involved with it, got you angry, mad, pissed off, frustrated, and it sent a vibration to your body to do something. Most people got right on social media, and what did their body cause them to do? Go talk shit on Facebook, Instagram, stories, post, so they started letting out their frustration and anger all over the internet, because it sent a vibration to their body to take an action, and who knows what the reaction was to it. Or that thought goes into your conscious mind, and someone like me who knows how to respond with it I just let it pass through, right? Information comes in, I know what information I'm going to take, and I just pass through the rest, right? And that's what we want to do. So go to the next slide. So this is where we want to start. Our conscious mind, if we know we got 5-lane highways, we shut them off with your will, right? A will is a mental faculty. When you say I will and you don't do it, you gain less confidence. When you say I will and you do it, you build confidence. So if anybody here struggles with confidence, start telling yourself you will do stuff and do it. Follow through completion, right? If you lack with confidence, start telling people you will do stuff for them or with them and do it, because then that'll build your confidence. Because the more you repeat and strengthen your will, the more you'll gain more confidence. There's also, some people meditate, right? Some people do different practices. One of my favorites is you could put a dot on the wall and focus on it. And just like reading the book, how I was saying, when you're reading a book and then all of a sudden you get a thought and you go out in space, well, bring your mind back to the dot, right? It's you and the dot. Once you start thinking of a thought, snap out of it, get back to the thought. That's training your will. So you got to train your will to think thoughts and ideas, your own thoughts and your own ideas. And you got to start there. When you start there, that'll cause new feelings. So I have this idea, right? I've learned about habits over the last decade. I've interviewed successful people, influential people from all around the world, people that have built million-dollar companies, billion-dollar companies. And because I'm interviewing them and talking to them, I have this thought of, and then I'm taking action, right? And Blake and I are building businesses. And so I have this idea of like, okay, well, let's build something for the people so we could give back this information. All the information we acquired over the last decade, how could we give it back to everybody, right? And then we create a book, right? We create a daily success book. And then from the daily success book, we're like, man, we gotta make a bigger impact. How do we do that? Well, let's make the book digital and let's turn it into an app. Then let's create a process and a system so you could master your habits inside of the app. Oh, since we're interviewing all these successful people, why don't we, so I'm gonna pause there real quick, right? So it created a feeling that I wanted to make an impact, right? I wanted to solve other people's problems. I wanted to get the people that didn't have the information like I did. I grew up in poverty. I didn't know this information existed. I didn't know businesses were owned by business owners. I thought Circle K just existed, right? I thought Walmart just existed. I didn't know there was a business owner of it. I thought it was just there. But now it caused me to give the information back to the world, which then, because I got that feeling, I started taking action. That's what I was talking about. So the action, well, let's develop a book. Well, how do we take more action? Well, let's develop an app, right? So now that I'm creating action, what it allows me to do is I get new results, right? I create a book, I create an app, we create a talk show, we interview successful people, now we're building relationships with those successful people, and here's the cycle. Now that I got new results in my life, it's gonna create new thoughts that I've never had before because I did something new. And when you do something new, I was interviewing somebody 2 weeks ago, and he said something that was very interesting, because you know how most people say success is outside of your comfort zone? So he said the same thing, but he said it uniquely different. He said, why would you get out of your comfort zone if that's what you're good at? He said, I suggest people tap into their brilliance zone, right? And it's good to see different people's perspectives. There's no right or wrong, it's just whatever resonates with you. And so I was like, oh, that's interesting, because if you're comfortable doing something, you must be really good at it. So how do you tap more into your brilliance zone? And it might be in your comfort zone, and that's okay. So not always is it outside your comfort zone, but when you do something new, it'll create new thoughts and ideas. So we have this idea, right? We create the book, we create the app, we create a talk show. And then more ideas just keep coming on. So I was like, okay, well, why don't we build Ideal University? Like, okay, so that's a new thought. Where did that thought stem from? Well, I'm interviewing millionaires and billionaires. Why don't I take these billionaires and millionaires and I say, hey, why don't you create a course or a program about your philosophy and your principles that got you successful, that helped you sell the company for $1 billion, and why don't we put it in the app and call it Ideal University? It's a new thought. So That created a new feeling of emotion, right? It embedded the idea and the feeling into me. We were like, okay, we're going to do this, so I started taking action on it, right? And we got amazing people that will be in the app in Ideal University that you guys can learn from, and it creates new results. Now, we're at a phase where we got new results, right? So now it's like, how do we make a bigger impact? Well, it creates new thoughts because we're building relationships. I'll give you one example. And so people start coming to us because they see we built an app. Like, oh, you guys built an app, you guys built a tech space, or in the tech space. Well, we have an investment firm, and we want to put a portion of that investment firm into tech. Like, okay, cool. Well, why don't we bring that in-house? This is Alejandro over here, by the way. Alejandro is our founding inner circle coach with Ideal. And his investment firm is now in different industries. But why not bring the investment firm now in-house, creating a new thoughts and ideas to offer it to you guys, right? So now you guys could come bring your ideas and pitch the investment firm and see if you could get funding with it, or see what you need in order to get the funding, which creates new feelings. Now I get to build businesses with my friends, right? Creates new action and creates new results. So there's a cycle, and I could keep going on and on and on, but it starts with the thoughts and the ideas, with the ideal. It starts with the end in mind. You got to know what you want in life and where the end begins, right? Once you know where the end is for you, then you reverse engineer that and you start taking daily action. So we'll jump into, let's take these examples of these bad habits. You could hop on. You want to screen share with your phone? So what we're going to do is, go ahead, hop it. We could do it. What we're going to show you. So now, it's like, how do I do this? How do I create a new habit? Okay, how do we take the bad habits that we have, and how do we create new success habits in our life? Well, as soon as you, dude, it's none of them. It should be 7140.
I think I'm picking up every TV in this building.
It's 7140 party
Start
room.
sharing to somebody's TV while they're watching TV.
Yeah, it's 7140 party room, so it's none of those ones.
Check this app out.
See, 7140 party room. If not, let me see if my phone does it. So, turn on your Bluetooth's on, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, we need to break these bad habits in our life, right? We need to implement new success habits in our life. You need to do it every single day. So I'm going to talk about, there's two ways to create a habit. And then we're going to show you what we did with the app, so that way, for those of you who want to create a new habit, you have a way of tracking it now every single day. The first way to create a habit is through an emotional impact. Most of the time, you don't want a habit to be changed through an emotional impact because most of the time it's negative. I'll give you one example. We've all touched a stove top before. Instantly, as soon as we touch that stove top, we've never touched the stove top again. So much so that whenever we turn on or turn off a stove top, if anybody is in the room, we're saying, yo, don't touch the stove top, it's on, or it's hot, right? So instantly, we touch a stove top, it burns the shit out of us, and all of a sudden, now the rest of our life, that habit is changed immediately. That's an emotional impact. Right? Or the guy that was 350 pounds, the story I was talking about, and the doctor says, yo, you got 2 years to live or you're done. That's an emotional impact, right? So his habit changed immediately the next day. He got on a meal plan, workout routine, however it was. The second way to create a habit is constant spaced repetition, right? Doing something over and over and over and over and over again with, I say, an elite level coach. Because I know people that have been in the personal development space longer than I've been alive. But yet they know so much information and they don't do nothing with it. This knowing-doing gap is so far apart that how many people do you guys know that are brilliant, smart people, some of the smartest people in the world, but they don't do nothing with that information, right? So that's why I say you then have to add an accountability partner, a coach, someone that's going to hold you accountable to the things that you know that you should be doing, to close that knowing-doing gap. So now you're actually doing them. So in the app, let me see if my phone pulls up this TV. And if not, we'll go over the process anyway. I got interaction.
There you go.
Oh, where's the remote? And I try not to do my challenge today so I can do it here. Because once you start doing, yeah. All right, come on. We're almost there, aren't we?
Hit screen mirror.
Yeah, let's see. Oh. Oh, don't tell me it didn't go. Let's see. Any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback while I get this going? Anybody have any specific questions?
Do you think you could put like a shock collar or a taser and then tase yourself every time you did something that you didn't want to do?
You
And
can.
then repeated it over and over again, and you probably just
There's a product called habit aware, but
yeah.
All right, so I got it. Should I, let me stop screen sharing here maybe? I should be able to take it over though.
I know, it normally just does.
There's also
Now
a
this don't
rubber
wanna-
band for like snap some.
Play
Does
music
any,
on.
who has the app downloaded in here? Okay, cool. Does anybody have any questions on it while he's trying to figure this out and pull it up?
I couldn't open one. I couldn't get it open.
There's probably a
Yeah, I have
reason.
a question. So, like, what's the philosophy behind like IPO? Are you guys trying to like do passive conditioning through repetition to habit build? Are you guys trying to do positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement? Like, how's the app helping you get from not having these habits to having these successful habits?
Yeah, so the purpose of the app, the underlying foundation of the app is to master your habits. So yes, we do it through positive reinforcement? Positive reinforcement. There's a couple things there, but also action. So inside of the app, there's 5 critical tasks that you need to get done every single day. We all have a list of 20 things to do, but all of a sudden we forget our list when it becomes creating a critical task list. And trust me, I coach people for a living. Whenever I say, what are your 5 critical tasks today? Some people only can get to 3 because they're thinking too hard about it. But all of a sudden, if I don't put that list in front of you, we have 20, 30 things that we need to get done today. It's because the 20, 30 things are not important. And so a lot of people end up doing 20 to 30 things a day that are not important to their goals. So it's harder for you to create actionable items that are actually putting you closer to your goals, things that must get done today. So those are things that you need to do that's action-based. The other stuff like gratitude, writing down your goals, writing down your quarterly goals, those are positive reinforcements. Then the other half is the actionable stuff.
And I just want to, we're seeing this a lot right now. It's a bug that's being fixed. If you zoom in on your text for your phone, your main zoom in on your settings so you can see your text large,
All right,
it enlarges on the app. So that's a bug being fixed. So if you want to be able to go through and get into the app, you got to just bring back your zoom on your text so that you get through the app. That's a bug that's being fixed right now.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I guess I won't be able to show it, but I could go over the process, so we're good there. That's so weird. It's connected, but it's not. Let me disconnect and see what happens. I'm gonna disconnect that real quick. Let's see. Screen mirror.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Can you mirror to your laptop and the laptop to repeat the
Ha ha ha. There we go. Let's see. Maybe. Can I screen mirror to my computer?
Did that answer your question?
Yeah. Okay.
I can't even screen share to my computer. No? We're live, guys, too. Technical difficulties. We're getting it. Yeah, we're fine. If not, we could go through it without it. We don't need the example. So here's what we're gonna do. I'll throw this up behind me. And then we'll just discuss it as a group. All right, so we'll discuss this as a group. If that goes, it goes. If it doesn't, we'll figure it out. is done. All right, guys, that TV is done. And I'm not a technical person when it comes to TVs. All right, so here's if you guys have notes, pull out the notes on your phone. I'm going to give you guys 6 success habits that we put into practice every single day within this app, every single day within this book. Yeah. So number 1 is you have to start with the end in mind, which is writing down your goals. Right? So number 1 is you got to write down your goals every day. Now, Wallace D. Wattles wrote the book, The Science of Getting Rich, in 1903. And inside of that book, he says, because there is a science to getting rich, he said you do not get rich, and not monetary rich, but rich everywhere in your life. Health, wealth, love, and happiness, right? You do not get rich by doing certain things. You get rich by doing things in a certain way. And what that means is everybody, when you write down your goals, there's also a certain way to write down a goal. If you've never written down your goals before, I encourage you guys to create a shopping list for your personal life and your professional life. And as you guys do that, we can help you develop the right way to write down your goals. So on a neuro level, you're rewiring your mind on a neuro level. See, most people don't know how to do that. Now, number 2 is going to be gratitude, right? Minimum 3 things you should be grateful for. What that's going to do is that's going to set the tone. We've all heard it, to start your day off with gratitude. See, everything I do is I study the science of habits. And then when you study success and then you study the science behind habits, you start to realize that these things, your logical mind's going to step in and say, gratitude. My goals, right? I don't know why I'm doing it. It doesn't make sense. Nothing's happened. And your logical mind's going to step in and stop you. Why? Because if we go along that cycle, it's because of your current results. Because your current results are you're not getting your goals, right? You're not reaching them and you're not hitting them. Because you're not hitting them, you're going to stop writing down your goals because it's not working, right? So your will, your illogical mind, your will has to step in and be stronger than your illogical mind and say, I'm going to do it until. And the word until is important because it means you're going to do it until something happens, until you see a change, right? And you never stop until. So number 2 would be gratitude. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Number 3 is going to be your 5 targets, right? 5, and there's no order to do this in. I'm just showing you guys 6, and they have to be done every day. The 6 have to be done every day before you go to bed. Number 3 is going to be 5 targets. So these 5 targets are the 5 most critical tasks that you need to get done today, that by doing them will get you closer to your goals tomorrow, the goals that you're writing down. Now, they have to be critical. I'll give you an example. Things that are abundantly present, like doing dishes, doing laundry, that's not a task. Absolutely not a task, right? I'll give you an example with sales specifically. If you do sales, whether you're cold calling or you're door knocking, let's take the number 100, right? And the criteria is do 100 calls a day, right, as a sales rep. Well, writing down a critical task to knock 100 doors or make 100 phone calls, that's not a task. That's your job. A critical task is you need to reach out to Susie and sign final docs on a deal, right? So think critical. Don't fill in the gap half-assed, because then you're half-assing your goals and your task for the day.
Well, I just want to touch on that. When we see a lot of people that have gotten the books, the app just now came out, but when you get the books, when they get to 5 targets, and we displayed in here that targets are designed to help you getting closer to achieving your goals, not to getting things done around the house, not to getting things done in your personal life that's not getting you to your goals. And the only time that some people won't see any results from it is because they're filling the targets in of things that are just daily things, doing the dishes, clean the house, cleaning my car, all these things that are actually not actionable things, and targets are going to help them get closer to their goals. So just think about this. If every single day you put down 5 most critical targets and tasks inside of your business every single day, and most people in a business, you have, I always say, there's more than 20, but every day you wake up, you have 20 different things that are going on in your head that you know you need to get done for your business. I need to get this, 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 and this, and this, and this, and right? And sometimes it's so overwhelming, you only get 1 or 2 things done, or sometimes none. Now if you're actually tuned into it and you grab the five most critical important tasks of that day and you achieve those that day, think about if you were doing that every single day for 365 days a year. Do 5 targets a day at 365. Where do you think you'll be in 1 year? And every single day when you get home at the end of the day and you fill those out, you completed them, and at the end of the day it says, did you win the day? And if you won the day is if you completed all these things of the 6 tasks that he's telling you to go through. And just think if every day you sat there and you went, I won the day. Where do you think and how you're going to feel? What's the emotion inside? Your confidence. Then you're going to have that cycle again and again and again. I've been writing my goals down for 10 years. So why I have this cycle again and again is because if I think a new thought, and then I basically have a feeling and an emotion to it, has me take action, I get a new result. So now everything that I write down in my goal book or in my planner or in the app, I know that I'm going to achieve as long as I'm disciplined to it. And in my 5 targets, I'm making sure I'm putting things in there that are actually getting closer to achieving my goals, that are actually getting closer to actually having a real app here. And there's some people that are in this room that, how long have we been talking about the app? Years. There's a lot of people in here. Is it here now? Have you downloaded it? Do you see it? So it's so crazy, but we had these targets and tasks that we put down every single day to finally get us to where we're at. But that's the only thing inside of our system and process where people go wrong with is they put all the easy stuff in their life that's normal stuff that's not targets or tasks that help them get closer to achieving their goals or something within their business that's going to actually help them win. And when you lay your head to bed at night after you did everything that you planned out, you wrote out for the day and your 5 targets and you completed them, it's nice that you could go, nice. Now you can relax with your family, enjoy the night, go to sleep at night, wake up the next day, and do the same thing again. And it's the same thing. He always goes back to, you're getting 1% better every single day. What if you got 365% better every year? Compound that over 5 years. Compound it over 10 years. You can't tell me you'll be living a different life than you were 10 years ago to here?
Is anybody in here invest before? In anything? Invest? Would you be happy with a 37x? Yeah? So you would be happy with a 37x. What would be the lowest number you would be satisfied with? 10%? 8% is good? In real estate, we do an 8% preferred return for our investors. That's pretty good. So if 8% was my low-end number and 37 was my high-end number of return, getting 1% better every day is equivalent to 37.5x every year. Imagine if you were 37% better next year, you wouldn't even be the same person. How many of you guys oversee a team at your job or at your company? You have a team of employees, staff? If I show of hands real quick. Okay. Check this out. If we took what he said, 5 critical tasks that you get done every day, you're going to accomplish 1,825 tasks in a year. How many people do you oversee, roughly? 20? Wouldn't it be nice if you got 36,500 critical tasks done for the company in 1 year? When you think in terms of multiplication, right, and how much your team, not just you, but there's a saying out there that says, a quote out there that says, I would rather earn 1% from 100 people than 100% of my own efforts, right? Well, if your team was putting in 1% better, that means you just got 36,000 critical tasks done in a year. Most employees only get 1 throughout the day, and they brush it off because they're doing what's convenient, right? Now, the next one is your quarterly. Number 4 will be your quarterly goal. Rewriting your quarterly goal every day. We say a minimum of 3, preferably 2 professional and 1 personal, right? And so by doing that, now if there was an order, I would say writing down your goals is number 1, your gratitude number 2, number 3 would be quarterly goals, then number 4 I would put your 5 critical tasks because you want to execute that. You got the next one, I think is 5, an affirmation, right? There's 2 ways to write affirmations. If you're like me, what I do is I pick 1 affirmation and I rewrite that affirmation every day for a year, right? Constant spaced repetition, doing it over and over and over and over again. The second way is you can pick a new affirmation every day. You can pick 5 affirmations every day and just write those down, right? So you can do something new. Either way is fine. There's no right or wrong, but it's writing down an affirmation. The next one is reading 10 pages of a book. right? Does audiobook count? No, it does not count. Because take the concept I just said when reading. When we read, I'll go from left to right, right? We're reading a book, a thought pops in, we go into a thought frequency, we're in a thought frequency, we come back down and we read. The whole time we were reading in this gap, but we missed all the information because we're in a thought frequency up here. So in audio, it's way worse. Also, whenever you're reading, it takes your focus off from everything else. When you're in an audiobook, you can still text, you can still scroll, you can still have conversations, and the audiobook is just playing. You're not actually capturing the information. So audiobook does not count. You actually have to physically pick up a book. And when it comes to a book, what type of book should people be reading?
You should be reading a book that's going to help you with where you're at in your current life and in your business. That's going to help you achieve and get closer to your goals. If you're having financial problems in your life right now, you should be reading books on financial literacy. If you're not a good communicator, you should be reading on books on how to communicate good. If you want to be a sales leader or a leader, you should be reading books on how to be a good sales leader or a leader in your thing. If you want to be a better salesman, you should be reading books about salesmen. You guys get where I'm going with that, right? Too often you see people waste their time reading books that don't actually do anything for them. They're just feeding knowledge into their brain that's just loading more information in there, and they never do anything with it. What if you could actually, with the time you have on this planet Earth, with the one life that you have, if you actually utilized it and read the things that you knew that was going to help you get closer to your goals and where you wanted to be, and that was going to help you become the best version of yourself, and it is what you do, if that makes sense.
Alrighty, so you should have written down, write down your quarterly goals. Write down your goals is number one. Rewrite your quarterly goals down. 3 things you're grateful for. Your daily affirmation. Read 10 pages and 5 critical tasks. Those are the 6. Now there's a science behind these habits. Here's the beauty of these ones, and we get questions. Well, do you have health stuff in your app? Yes, I do. I actually don't have someone in there with meal preps, right? Educating on meal preps and health. It's because these 6 success habits are actually a blank canvas for anybody on earth to now put in your vision, your goals, and the habits you want to develop. And the app is a 90-day tracking system. You do anything 90 days in a row without missing a day, see, there's the catch. If you miss a day in the app and you didn't input it, it's going to ask you, did you miss the day or did you miss a task? And if you did, you have to start back from day 1. If you didn't, based on integrity, it's an integrity system. If you did and you just forgot to input it, you could just say, I completed yesterday and go through. If you do that, you're only cheating yourself if you really didn't do it. Has nothing to do with me and has nothing to do with, your success.
So what we're writing down right now is in the app?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yep. So you'll see a daily goal book in there where you write down your goals. You'll see a daily success book where you do the other 5. And then you'll also see a daily financial book in there, which we'll touch on probably on another workshop. But you could dive deep in financial allocations to get your business and your personal life set up for success. Let's dive deep on that real quick. Any questions, comments, concerns, and then we're going to jump into something next.
So number 1 is write down your goals. Number 3 is write down your quarterly goals. So what's the time horizon on the first one?
So here's the thing. You want to execute this in the morning? Is that what you're asking?
No, like what? We have goals twice. So what?
Yeah, so your goals are for your life goals. Yep.
If I could show you, because this is what's digital and we can't screen share up on here, I'll give a...
So quarterly is literally only the next 90 days.
So
right?
this is the process in the system. So every day you wake up, this is one full day. Here's where you put your date in. Did you write down your goals? Did you read your 10 pages? Rewrite your quarterly goals, your 3 things you're grateful for, your 5 most critical tasks, your top 4 most important meetings that you need to get done and make sure you show up to. And then you plan out your whole entire day so you can go execute it. What I thank God for, my daily affirmation, the financial side, and then here's your goals, because this is a roadmap of your life and where you want to go. Personal goals, business goals, everything in their life that you want to do. And now we want people to start thinking for themselves. So now you're going to start writing your own quote of the day. So this, normally the people that have done the book, when they get the app, it makes sense. And that's why all the tutorial videos are being uploaded inside there so that it could be broken down this way. But this is what you do in the book, is the same thing in the app. So you have all these goals, but your quarterly goals. I wanted to touch on that because here's why. Most people sometimes in their critical task and their targets don't know what to put down. You do know what to put down. It's your quarterly goals. Now, if you plan every year, how many people actually do quarterly meetings and plan their year out? Okay, I would suggest anybody, you don't have to have a company, you don't even have to have a big company, you don't have to have no employees. You could start doing your own meeting with yourself or with your partner, your family. I do a meeting with my family and we plan our whole entire year, and we do quarterly meetings with my family. Then with my business partner, we plan our whole entire year, and we plan everything out quarterly, and we do quarterly meetings. This is why. When you plan out your whole entire year, you know exactly what you need to do, where you want to go, and what things you need to accomplish. Now, when you plan out the year, you break it down into quarters. Now, when you break it down into quarters, every single day, whatever your quarterly goals are is what your 5 targets need to attach to the quarterly goals to accomplish your quarterly goals so that you know you could win. Because if you accomplish these quarterly goals every quarter, at the end of the year, you'll accomplish whatever it is that you set out to achieve for your business. Does that make sense? So that's why when you break it down, when you have a vision, you write it out and you plan it, and then you use the tool and the system and the process to break it down into quarters. But whatever your quarterly goals are is what your task should be until all those quarterly goals are hit. Now, here's the cool thing. It might take you till the end of the last day to get all your quarterly goals hit, or you could actually get them done in your first 2 months. Now you have a whole month with all that's done, and now you could actually start moving forward and getting into whatever it is next to help you speed up your process. Does that make sense? Did I answer that? So now you're breaking it down. And what we've studied, and when we interview these entrepreneurs, this is why they're so successful. They write everything down. They plan out their years, their quarters, their days, their weeks, everything, and then they execute. Most people wake up every day and don't know where they're going, what they want to do, no roadmap, no goals or anything, and it's insanity going in circles and circles and circles, and they sit in a job, and next thing you know, 5, 10, 20, 30 years go by, and they're like, damn, like, where'd my life go? And that's what we want to help you not go through. We want you to bring your genius to the surface. We want you to think your own thoughts. We want you to create your ideal life. Whatever it is that you want to do in this world, you can do, but the only thing is in schools and everything, we weren't taught this. No one told us this. This needs to be in schools. What if you're starting this with your kids at the age of 4 or 5 years old? You're teaching them how to plan their days, their years, their goals, getting them financially literate to understand what to do when they start to make the money, how to execute their life and to get what they want. Where do you think you'd be after you graduated high school? Now in today's age, you hear a lot of people that my kids are still living with me. My kids are still living with me. My kids are still, oh my gosh, I can't get them out the house, this and that. He's 23, he's 32, he's 42 years old and still lives with me. And the reason why I say that is I do door-to-door sales. So I'm in houses, I've been in houses, I do solar and security. I'm in houses, so I see this and hear it all the time. But the reason why is because you can't be mad at the kids, they just don't know what they don't know. We weren't taught it in schools. And then sometimes the parents don't know what they don't know. So they're mad at their kids for them not knowing what they don't know to teach their kids so that they don't live with them. To go out and live their own life, create their life, get their own house, get out on their own. Does that make sense? So a lot of this has stemmed from here. And where our background and where we come from in poverty and not having those things and the guidance, we've had to figure it out on our own. And we never went to college. We call it a life university. We've built 12 different companies. I've lost everything twice, and we've learned through just going through life and figuring it out. And that's why we're excited to give it back to you in one central location with a system and a process structure to help you win in your personal and in your business life. And then taking it digital. So I know I kind of got off on there, but yes, sir.
Do you find or do you hear feedback on writing it down in the journal one or on the app?
50-50.
Yeah, okay.
He could tell you the story that we get from a lot of people. You got people that are like, dude, this book, I'll never use your book. I'm always on my phone, I won't want to carry it, but my wife, she'll never use the app. She'll use the book because she knows the science behind writing and putting pen to paper. Boom. So for me, just so you guys know, I'll always use book. Mainly for my goals. But now, like if...
Both of them because you're obligated on the app and you can't follow up, so you'd have to spend...
You could use both, so you could coincide them.
So I'll give you an example. In the app, if you wrote down your goals in the app section, it's going to auto-trigger it as complete and mark it complete on your task. If you leave it blank in the app and you write it down, you could go manually click it that you completed it on paper.
So now I put everything besides my goals in my app now because it's all tracked and I'm always on the go. So now I could click and target all myself off, but I'll always write my goals down. But when I get to the app, I check that off. And then now I house everything inside of my app, all my meetings, all my stuff, my 5 critical tasks, all of it, and then you complete it, and then you're holding yourself accountable to it every day.
Can you scan through a photo and it just goes into
Soon, next. So
That is coming.
that feature, I don't know why we took it out, but that feature is going to be added back. So if you did your goals, you could then take a picture of it and upload it to the goal for the date. But that'll be coming probably in about 60 days or so. But yes. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick 15, we're gonna be punctual though, 15-minute break, restrooms right here. There's also restrooms up and down the hall, but the restrooms right here, feel free to network. In 15 minutes, we're gonna do a little roundabout workshop. I'll talk about it when you guys get back, but everybody's gonna get a chance to speak for a few seconds. All right.
Alrighty, sounds good. Let's get it.
a chance to speak right now, let me turn off this music. Where's that speaker at? Can you turn that off? All right, so we're gonna go around the room.
We got water bottles coming in right now.
Yeah, thank you guys for your patience. We actually forgot waters.
I'll get some water bottles around because I know everybody's a little thirsty. I am too as well.
Want me to leave this one right here?
Does it feel a little bit cooler here now too?
Okay, so I'm glad you guys are talking. That's good because we're gonna break back out. You guys will have a whole 45 minutes to an hour to keep talking after. We're gonna network. This is gonna set you guys up to actually network at a higher level, so that way you guys actually know who to have conversations with, who you can help, who you could go to for help, and then we're gonna do something else as well. So we're gonna go around the room. We'll start in the back and work it like zigzag style, I guess, since the room's kind of like this. So we'll start with Valentino. What you're gonna do is everybody's gonna get 60 seconds, right? What is your name? Where are you from? What do you do? Okay. Then I want you guys to think right now, what is your biggest ask? Every single one of us, I don't care if you're just starting off or if you've already built and sold a $1 billion company. Every single person has a big ask of something they're trying to solve in their life right now. What is it? That's what you're going to share. Because you never know who in the room can help you, who in the room has a contact in their phone who can help you, or the relationship, the partnership that you actually need to get that answer solved. So think of the big ask. Do me a favor and don't have your big ask like introduce me to more people or any networking events out there. That's not a big ask. Trust me, like it'll pop up. That's why.
So name, where you're from, what do you do, and what's your ask? And then from our camera guy, he asked if we could have everybody come up to the front. So if you wouldn't mind coming up here, because this is fully live right now.
I'll go.
Do an example.
Yeah. So my name is Michael. I'm here in Arizona. I have a personal development and success education company. Right now, my biggest ask is if you guys know coaches around the world. We are actually certifying and licensing all of our material out to coaches all around the world to use our tools for their clients. So my big ask is if you are a coach and you want to be a part of the Ideal brand, or if you know coaches out there that we could reach out to and have the conversation with, I would love to be introduced to coaches. That's my big ask. That's the current stage in my business and life of the one thing that I'm working on right now. Right? I'm working with coaches to license this material out.
My name is Valentino.
Come on, okay, so I guess kind of start.
Come this way.
Up your midline, however you guys want to do that.
All right.
Just front and center.
My name is Valentino. We are the founders of Phoenix Revolution. We are a community based upon people and the average Joe who want to get better mentally, physically, and helping them gain the habits and processes that they need in life to achieve and go the places they want to go. The biggest ask we would have right now is if there's any advice to help us grow our audience and grow our community, that would definitely be helpful.
My name's Alex. We're also the car guys here. So if you guys have, know anybody that might be in the market for a vehicle, or know anybody that works at a dealership, right, who is currently struggling with sales, right, we implement the Ideal format along with our 18 years of experience to be able to elevate them and help them be successful in the car business.
Awesome. Go ahead.
Name, where you're from, what do you do, what's your ask?
Gotcha. Hey y'all, I'm Bill Brasso. I'm from here, I'm from Phoenix. I was born and raised in Arizona. I'm one of the few natives here. I own and operate a company called Dynamic Video Solutions where we do on-site video production and podcasting. We have a podcast studio down in Mesa where we coach people to podcast. We host their shows. We do all their edits and all their uploads and and it's a lot of fun. I have a great time with it. My big ask right now is I need somebody who can help coach me in business to get out of the never-ending spin cycle that I'm in right now. I'm having a hard time breaking free of a stagnant time in my company, and a lot of it's because I don't know what I don't know. Right? So I've learned as much as I can right now without some guidance in business. So that's my big ask, is to be introduced to somebody, or if somebody in the room can help me with that, I'd be greatly appreciated.
You're in the right room.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? My name's Jesse Simpson. I'm I don't know where I'm from. It's a long story, but I live in Arizona now. Call it home. My family's coming up here, so let's call Arizona home. My company, Abundance Co., solves the problems associated with traditional funding for small business owners. What we do specifically is provide access to large amounts, thanks $50,000 to $200,000 in 0% interest business credit, so you can start or scale your business without spending your own money, your investments, or risking your own personal credit. My big ask, I'm looking to develop strategic partnerships with people who work with businesses, so we can support them in scaling their businesses without having to spend their own money. It's a win-win. That's what I'm looking to do here.
You're in the right room as well.
My name is Nathan Shaya. I born and raised Phoenix, Arizona. I run an outdoor wellness program. I like to say I train folks for the mountains, both literally and figuratively, because many of the mountains we encounter in life, we encounter those same struggles and obstacles through actual mountains themselves. Similarly, these strengths and skills developed on the actual mountains we can apply to life. My biggest ask, given the risk and the discomfort of mountains and the outdoors for many, I ask that you meet me on the mountain so you can see what I'm all about.
Am I in the right chat? Am I in the chat? Perfect. Awesome. I'm Chris with a K. My company is Iron Influence. Quick question, and you hit on that, Bill. Who in here has the time every day to basically get everything done that they want to get done during the day? Yeah. Right? One hand, a couple hands? Yeah. How about the fun stuff? Do you have time for the fun stuff too? Some of us do. I did not. Right? I did not have that in my life until I got coaching and mentorship and that kind of thing. So I actually didn't know I had enough time. I just was really bad at managing that time. Poorly managed time, right? So I'm a network marketing professional and an elite level coach. What I do is actually help you through my 25 years of experience, actually go through your process of what you do during the day, get that time back, right? Actually live the life you want. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah?
What's your ask?
Oh, I'm actually looking to get on podcasts, and I'm actually signed up on a couple different places, but I'd love to support you in that way. If you have a podcast and you're looking for somebody to be on it, great. At the end of the day, any introductions of people who have podcasts would be fantastic. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Hi, I'm Diana Ferrar. Born in Romania, so come from a big culture, big Romanian family. Moved to the U.S. when I was 3, lived in the Pacific Northwest for 25 years. Moved over here about 2 years ago to help my mom with her med spa. So we are about a month or 2 out from opening our med spa, as well as doing a post-op recovery for plastic surgery through our home. So that's exciting. But as I went to school, I went for tech, and coming here, it started manifesting for me. So now I work for a software house doing mobile apps and websites. Also a little bit of social media, kind of just like marketing as well. Currently, I am in the works of creating my own company because I think I can do it better. And so I guess my ask would be for mentorship, business mentorship. I think I got a good team behind me. I got a few investors, but I wouldn't mind, speaking to some people. Even podcasts is down our realm as well. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hey guys. guys, my name is Justin Banks, originally from upstate New York, moved here about 7 years ago now to get in the biohazard and crime scene cleanup industry of all things. Sold that business a couple years in, unfortunately about 9 months before COVID hit. Wouldn't be standing here now if I had stuck with it, but that turned into franchise consulting. So I now represent about 750 national brands from all over. So my big ask is to, number one, be introduced to anyone who's looking to get into franchising or businesses that are looking to turn themselves into franchisable operations. On the other side, we do business funding, so anything from your accounts receivable financing, anything that you have that is an addition to your business, we can typically lend on things that banks cannot. So anything where you see a business that's doing a bunch of revenue that's just looking to go to the next level, would certainly love to connect and see what we can create.
Hey y'all, Jonathan Plaransky, new here to Scottsdale. Nice to meet you all. I co-own a company named Scaling Lean. It's a digital marketing agency that helps business owners scale on Facebook and LinkedIn. So we focus on end-to-end marketing and sales, client acquisition, copywriting, CRM management, paid advertising. My big ask is we're looking to add 5 new clients in Q2. So if you know anyone looking for services, let me know.
Hey, what's up? My name is Ryan Frost. I founded a company called Happy Community. We basically just build white label mobile apps for community creators. So think kind of like a Facebook mixed with Kajabi, mixed with unlimited courses, unlimited groups, full e-commerce shop in your own app, and then group messaging, one-on-one messaging, audio calls, video calls, screen sharing. So if you're like an online coach or anything, you can host your community with unlimited groups, charge for groups, host your mastermind in there, anything like that. So my big ask right now is just I'm looking for more high-end, probably coaches, consultants, course creators, educators, business network people, or people who are currently on platforms like School or Facebook groups or Kajabi or Go High Level, other things like that, and they want to take their business to the next level by housing their entire community, shop, e-commerce, landing pages, courses, everything all in one single app. That's what I focus on building. And our goal is to help 1 billion people find their happy community. So nice to meet you guys. Thank you.
Howdy, my name is David, and I'm born and raised out here in Arizona. I am a writer. I published a book last year in March on personal development and success habits. So I'm big into the personal development field. And also I have a brand called Infinite Possibilities, which essentially is a mindset for creating whatever you want in life. It first starts with understanding that anything is possible, and if you don't think you could do what you're setting out to do, you're never going to accomplish it. So I have a e-commerce dropshipping online shop where I sell merch like this. This is one of my shirts that I designed, and this is part of it. I have different kind of like inspirational, motivational merch on there, and this is my hat as well. So my big ask is, I need business mentorship, figuring out how I could scale my drop shipping e-commerce shop, and then also marketing and things like that, figure out how I could get more sales and provide more value to more people. So
You made that shirt?
yeah.
Where can we buy it?
My handle is Evolve with David on Instagram, so you guys can just follow me, and all my links and everything is in my bio, so on my link tree. So check me out, follow me, and I'll follow you guys back. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. What up, fam? What's up, guys? My name is Matt Barrett, aka Blake Matthews, depending on what time of day you're speaking to me. I am a recording artist and a recovery coach, born and raised here in Phoenix, Arizona. I am on a mission to produce and promote artists who are specifically passionate about mental health and recovery. I was introduced to music and drugs at the same time in my life. About 15 years ago, I was 13 years old, and they lived hand in hand, for my entire experience in the entertainment industry. So now that I'm clean, we're creating safe and sober spaces for people to engage in arts and engage in entertainment, in a healthy way. So my big ask, let's see, one of the avenues of services I'm providing to supplement the business while we're building out the label that produces and promotes the artists is just basic DJ services. I've been a DJ for more than 15 years. I've done weddings, I've done bar mitzvahs, I did a quinceañera, I've done birthday parties, house parties, raves, we've thrown concerts, we've thrown festivals. Like, if you need a DJ who actually can be present with you and understand whatever it is that you need and can MC that experience. Specifically, I'm also looking for businesses that want a resident DJ that can become more of like an ambassador. Maybe once a month we come out, develop a strategic partnership. So if you know a coffee shop, a business, a nonprofit, behavioral health facility that wants someone on a recurring basis, please come talk to me. Or if you want to know anything that has anything to do with the sobriety or recovery community here in Phoenix, please come talk to me. I would love to hang out and chill. So thank you. You can find all of that information and connect with me at soberhouserecords.com. Thank you.
What's up, guys? My name is Will Preble. I just moved down here from Minneapolis a couple of months ago, so five or six people have already told me that the summers are going to be bad, so just getting that out of the way. I run a growth and innovation studio called Ascendance. We primarily do AI strategy and AI development, and my background is I used to work in ML at Optum United Health Group, which is the third biggest company in the country. Saw where a lot of this stuff was going 4 or 5 years ago. And personally, I love emerging technology. I'm excited about emerging technology, but I'm also passionate about aligning technology with human potential. And so we work with small to mid-sized companies to implement AI agents and some other custom AI solutions that help them free up more of their time to focus on strategic things to be able to scale and have higher leverage to scale their companies. And then we work with enterprise clients like Nestle USA to build custom AI applications that help them shape their thinking in a new way, help them automate stuff like marketing and consumer insights generation, and just learn how to grow in the AI era. So my big ask would be trying to get connected down here in Arizona. If anyone knows any business owners who are looking to really be a first mover and redefine their industry or upgrade their company with AI, would love to be introduced. I'm also looking for marketing agencies and other types of agencies to form strategic partnerships with. I partner with a couple agencies right now where I act as a strategic technology partner, and we just come in and bring in services that they don't offer, and we both make good money. So if anyone's interested in that or knows people that might be interested in that, would love to connect. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Brent Perkins. I'm also a Phoenix native.
Nice to meet somebody. Yeah,
I know.
I gotta put this out here, but I've got more Phoenix natives here today than I have anywhere else. We got 15,000 people here.
I know.
It's nice to see some native Phoenix. I'm born and raised here.
Yeah, I'm one of the rare fourth generationers though, so super rare. I know, weird. I started a company 6 months ago called 3X Bold. It's about showing people how to live bold, how to show up courageous, authentic, and wild, because I didn't for 40 years of my life. I crashed and burned as a CEO. I stepped out before I did, but it caused me to write a book, to change my life, to look at success doesn't mean significance. And how do we shift into a life of significance and still have success, which is what you guys are helping build, which is so amazing. So I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm a coach. My ask is that while I do one-on-one coaching and showing people how to be bold, and I also run workshops and do these other pieces, the part that I'm really interested in doing is working with entrepreneurs who are struggling, who are too tied up in their success without the other pieces that are about themselves, and who also want to create teams and their key leadership, up-level them, not just with management book skills, but with real personal growth goals, and how to teach them to love themselves and trust themselves so they get out of their own way, and they actually let their employees thrive underneath them. So.
How you guys doing? I'm Michael Gray. I am from the East Coast originally, and now I live in the awesome Arizona. Love it out here. So I live in Chandler, Arizona. Actually, 17 years in Utah. That's a whole nother story. So I am the chief creative unicorn of Unicorn Universe. That's unicornuniverse.io. Don't go to the other one. Yeah, it's a little tricky out there in the internet world these days. So what we do is we create exponential opportunities for business owners, entrepreneurs, and inventors through golden facilitated connections. So we are a connection company. So I definitely am in the right room. And my big ask today is to ask each and every one of you to attend our event tomorrow. It's from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And you're going to meet people from all over the world. You're going to connect with people. They're going to serve you first, and you're going to be able to also serve them. Thanks.
Where at? Where's the event?
Where's the event at?
It's online, so come talk.
Awesome.
Okay. There you go.
My name is Patrick King. Local here? No, I've been here for 3 years in the Phoenix Valley. I live in Gilbert. I'm from the beautiful mountains of Northern California. Who am I? I'm the Soil King. What do I do? I'm a keynote speaker, started a podcast. I teach regenerative agriculture worldwide. My mission statement is to change the world one plant at a time with responsible cultivation, and it can be done. My ask, I got a lot of asks, but I think the one coming out of here I've been thinking mostly is it's hard for you to be self-managed. I realize you need greater people in your life in order to take you to the next level. When people, myself included, learn from lessons, when my ego gets too intact and I think I'm greater than most, I usually fail, and it's a financial fiasco and everything that comes along with it. So my ask is, I need a manager, man, a handler, a booking agent. I'm doing a lot of things. On the host, I have a lot of opportunity for a lot of sponsorship on even hosting for podcasts and somebody to come in and help me manage and monetize that aspect of my life, because I know I don't monetize it, right? And it's time to gift that over and make money with somebody else that wants to make money with me. Bam, that's who I am. Thank you for being here. These guys are awesome. Let's fucking go.
I know.
Drop the mic.
My name's Amy, and I am a personal trainer, and how I got into that is I used to be 234 pounds. I changed my life and became a personal trainer and wanted to change people's lives, and coming from a perspective of been there, I can really relate to my clients. I love, although I do love doing that, I am figuring out that my passion is really life coaching, and I really want to start diving into that. And I would really like to focus on the youth and life coaching youth as something my daughters could use at their age. And I'm seeing a lot of people having problems with their kids and needing direction. And I want to be a safe place for that. I'm asking for mentorship. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Mentorship, it's really hard for me to ask. So I'm just being really bold here. I need direction, mentorship, people around me that are in the life coaching business. I don't know how to do it, and I need help. So that's my big ask.
Got you. Awesome. And can we give her a round of applause for what she's on? You would have never have known.
You're in the right room. Hi guys, my name is Hannah. I am a health and wellness facilitator. I'm working on launching a business called Growing Younger Health and Wellness. I am a psychology nerd, love to coach and facilitate, and I'm currently working on offering some coaching containers that focus on reversing biological age through micronutrition, and not just thinking about what the food on your plate is and how like form your diets and your exercise routines and your daily habits, but it's like deeper than that, and understanding how micronutrients can actually help you grow younger. We can't escape our chronological age, but we can escape our biological age. So if you guys are interested in learning more about that, please come talk to me. I would love to also entertain being on more podcasts and working with other people in the wellness space who are obsessed with epigenetics like me. But my ask would be, if you guys are interested in learning how I started reversing my own biological age through abstaining from alcohol, please join us for mocktails tomorrow night, first Friday on Roosevelt Row at Dialogue, 4 to 7 p.m. It's a beautiful space. You guys will really love it. But yeah, that's me. You can find me on Instagram, Tinkahantas. I'm also a music person. I love to sing and record. That's more of like a spirit expression. I'm super obsessed with health and wellness, so let's talk about that. But yeah, talk to me if you guys have questions. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Charisma. I am originally from Denver, Colorado. I've been here for 2 years. I am a branding and business strategist as well as an image consultant. So my goal is to be the one-stop shop for small businesses, personal brands, to come up with their brand core as well as their brand function. And then I'm the next person to help them with the imagery aspect of it. So I do their photo shoots, I style them, and then I turn that around and I help them deploy both their message and their brand personality and image onto an online presence. Part of me wanting to be that one-stop shop is to introduce partnerships with people that I essentially don't provide the services for. So any graphic designers, web designers, I would love to get their information so that I can be the middleman for my clients to not have to not only source those people out, but not have to go through incessant communication with them back and forth. So if that is you, or if you know somebody that is that, please let me know.
Hey everyone, I'm Bradley. I'm originally from Connecticut, but I've been here about 5 years now in Phoenix. And really, I think when it comes to building wealth or making more money, which we all want to do, there's 3 main ways to do it. You can make more money, you can keep more money, and you can grow your money better, right? So where I come in is number 2, keeping more of your money. There's 2 main ways that everyone kind of gets their wealth siphoned from them. Does anyone have a guess as to one of them? One of them's kind of obvious. Taxes, okay. Yep, that's number 1. So I'm a certified tax advisor. So I don't actually file your taxes, but I help you pay less. So I work with people throughout the year. We're looking ahead, short-term, long-term, kind of like the outside-the-box strategies, tying it in with your business, everything else you got going on, and basically just helping you pay less because who wants to pay more taxes, right? And then we all get kind of slammed at the end of the year, especially solopreneurs and that sort of thing. We all know how that is. We don't get it taken out of our W-2 and that kind of stuff. So that's who I'm looking to work with. That's the first part. The second part, can anyone guess how else we get our money taken from us, generally? Well, that's taxes, yeah. So number 2 is a little less obvious, but it's a little bit more insidious, and that's inflation, right? So how many of you guys noticed, like when you're going to the grocery store lately, it's not going as far, right? Yeah, right? Big difference. So inflation, that's the other one, and that's where I come in and I help people by owning precious metals, basically hedging against inflation. I don't know if you guys have been following the market, but they're both going nuts right now, gold and silver, because of high inflation, all kinds of other stuff going on in the world right now. So really who I'm looking to connect with is anyone who's trying to keep more money in their pocket, and a good connection, or I guess my ask would be anyone in the kind of the money or finance space or anything adjacent that I can kind of collaborate with. And then I'll sneak in a little ask for my wife who's not here, but she has a travel agency and they're looking to work with people who are wanting to do destination weddings and honeymoons. So if you guys know anyone thinking about doing a destination wedding, please get in touch. Cool. Thank you.
Am I last?
These 2 ladies are last.
You guys gotta sneak in. You're trying to hide out.
What's up, everybody? My name is Nico Rapkalis. I'm a mindset and energetics coach, and I help busy entrepreneurs become magnetic because magnets are the most efficient things on this planet. They instantly attract things that are in for them, and while simultaneously repel things that are not for them. And so we also have one of the most powerful personal development tools on the planet. Basically, it just helps you reprogram your subconscious mind. They're called Vision Audios, and we've been incorporating a lot of AI with them, so it's a much more scalable model, and we're really excited about it. We have a goal of getting it into 100 people's hands before our next podcast event, which is on May 11th. So I guess my two asks, if you guys know anybody that wants to be the best version of themselves and reprogram their subconscious mind at a very quick rate, we'd love to have a conversation, and you guys are all welcome to come to our next podcast event, which will be on May 11th. It's going to be a really, really special guest. His name is Akshay Nanavati. He is about to go on an expedition and be the first person to traverse Antarctica by himself for 110 days, 1,700 miles, carrying a 400-pound sled. He's going to be the most isolated person on the planet, and we are going to interview him right before he goes on. So it's going to be a little send-off. So, yeah, justgrowpodcast.com is the place where you can go register for that. There will probably be about 100 people, even more, at that venue. He's one of the most connected people I've ever met in Arizona. He just has this natural ability to attract high net worth individuals. Every time I hang out with him, I'm leveling up because I'm hanging out with more high net worth people. So that's going to be the type of room that we're going to be in. We're going to talk about how he's raised $300,000 already for this particular campaign. A lot of like capital raising. So if that is something of interest to y'all, we'd love to have you.
Hi, I'm Laura. I'm originally from Florida. I moved here 3 years ago. I'm a D3 dental student, and I'm currently applying to ortho residency. So my biggest ask, I would like to know more about businesses, how to connect with other orthodontists to see how they carry their businesses and kind of learn more about that.
Hi, my name is Lily Neester. I'm a soon-to-be naturopathic doctor, and I also do mindset and relationship coaching. So my goal is to help people go from anxious to confident in order to build their most happy, healthy, secure relationship by overcoming their limiting beliefs and past traumas. And I do this by working with both the mind and a body on a holistic root cause approach. My big ask is I'm looking for business mentorship, and I would love to be able to get more of my message out there to, be on podcasts and just start getting my name and my message out. Thank you.
Awesome.
What's up, everyone? I'm Clayton, otherwise known as Production Daddy. I'm from Amarillo, Texas. I moved here from California. I was a professional athlete in the freestyle scooter space for 10 years, and base jumping, skydiving, flying wingsuits, all that fun stuff. So now, in the midst of me being an athlete and traveling the world and stuff, I never stopped filming, and I've gotten awards for movies, editing, and a bunch of cool stuff. So now I'm really honing into the video production space. So I'm focusing on documentaries, TV shows, and podcasts with these guys, live stuff. But my main focus as of right now is helping businesses create authentic content, because I think authenticity is the #1 seller, especially nowadays where everything is fake around you, and a lot of the stuff that we're fed on a daily basis is full of lies. So people appreciate authenticity to, more than they ever have, ever. So if you know anyone that wants authentic content made or help with a podcast or whatever else, Production Daddy's got you.
All right, so we're going to make this quick and make this fast, and then we will break out. So this is the opportunity chair. What we're going to do is one person, whoever wants to volunteer, if you feel it in you that you need help with your business, you need clarity, you need feedback from a room of people that have different perspectives that can help you get there, the chair is open for you guys.
Explain what it is that they're actually going to do in the chair
Yeah,
and how this works.
in the chair, you're going to do exactly what you just did. Your name, where you from, what do you do, and what is your big ask. Once you ask your big ask, we're going to go around the room, and we're going to ask clarifying questions so we really understand what your ask really is. Once we get clarifying questions solidified, we're going to go now around the room and give you feedback and suggestions that'll actually help your business grow.
These will be to 10 minutes each.
So we'll do one or two of them. Who would like to come up here first? Alrighty, there we go. Patrick, so
Feel you say no inside, that's when you get up and say yes.
check this out. I want to see something.
So just one more time. Name, where you're from, what do you do?
My name's Patrick King. I'm from Gilbert, Arizona, known as the Soil King. There's so much stuff that I do that we need to talk about. I have soil companies, I have fertilizer companies, I own cannabis companies.
All right.
There's just so much, but my passion is education and you know, teaching and learning and being taught. Being taught, I think, is the most successful key to education. And my ask right now is I need to monetize. There's so many avenues in my life. There's just so many different channels, but my focus, you know, is definitely making a difference, being seen and changing the fucking world, man. I mean, literally changing the fucking world. So that's my ask. My ask is, how do I monetize a podcast? I have lots of people out there that always wanted me to, because who I am, you know, here's a manufactured product. Would you show my product off? You're going to do this. So there's opportunity. I am a platform that has the platform. I need to convert that into dollars.
All right, perfect. So clarifying questions. I'll start it off with saying, what industry are you focused on monetizing?
It would definitely be mindset, but more, the monetization comes from everything is, in the agriculture world, manufacturers of fertilizer products or cannabis products, they all want the Soil King brand behind it, and so they're willing to, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Any other quick thought?
When you start talking with a collaboration with someone, maybe putting them on the podcast or talk about the product, do you start off the conversation by saying, great, I'd love to do this. This is what I'm asking from you to do that for you. Do you have an agreement with those people before you promote the product or talk about it?
So that's what I'm putting together. That's what I want to put together. There's been a lot of different avenues of that, you know, a percentage of equity or, you know, the product or what's the value of the product or just paid. I mean, there's different levels, right? It's too. So it's the management behind it I'm missing. Because I normally will just, you know, if I like you and your product, I'll, you know, promote you and.
Perfect. Any other? No?
How are you currently, you've got to be monetizing somehow, or how are you currently monetizing your platform? Do you have any funnels to your own products, or I'm assuming you're promoting your own products? And if you have a big platform and you have all this education, do you have any kind of offers or communities or education resources that is in your portfolio, or is that something that you're interested in?
Yeah, so how do I answer that? That was a lot of question. Just to start the.
That was 18 questions, but.
No, but to start it off, yes. So I have Soil King approved products. I'm a big figure in Soil King. People pitch me their products all the time. And hey, I have a distribution in fertilizer company. I have a distribution in cannabis, right? So people always want me to take the products under Soil King approved. It's like out of 100, maybe 2 or 3 that I get this with, right? So I'm like, that's good. But now out of that rest of 99 or 95 or whatever, that's revenue that can come in one form or another. So I have to open up my mind and I got to know I might not fit with that product, but how can I utilize that product and that marketing in order to further everybody and my mission of education? Does that help? Does that?
Well, yeah. Kind of.
Who's your ideal client?
You. Yeah.
Why?
Because I can tell you right now, I can change your life by putting your hands in the soil.
I was going to say why again.
It's a good one, but once you get the experience of fungal and biology, and I mean, there's a whole, we talk about mindset, we talk about a lot of this stuff, but for me, my serenity comes with going in the backyard and producing a plant, a flower, a consumable product, cannabis, whatever I'm doing to the best of intention and utilizing Mother Nature's, what she's given us in a fungal and biological environment with clean source product. Everything we use in this world is garbage, but it's an addiction and a mindset of serenity is once you start growing and producing your own food and feeling the reciprocal nature of biologics in your microbiome and the circle of life coming in, it really is life-changing.
So you create your own soil?
I create my own, pretty much everything, yes, my soil. I have soils.
So just to clarify, so it sounds like you're having a hard time shifting from selling your products and service to selling your knowledge and influence.
I think that's right, but it's more monetizing my, like on the podcast. He is my new podcast host, guys. Awesome. I've been working with him for over a year. And then, anyways, that's a whole nother story. Bam, I'm doing the podcast. Yes, so in our podcast, I can right now go on social media and say, hey, I need some sponsorships, right? I need some sponsors, product. I need to create three different levels of this is the opportunity and this is how we monetize that. I need someone to manage that, and I can feed them and start the relationship, and then those guys would come in and say, hey, we want to work at this level. This guy's going to collect the money and manage that whole process through.
Go ahead.
So since you do have so many things going on, one of the best pieces of advice I got.
Hold up. That's feedback.
That's feedback.
We'll get to it.
Oh, I have to ask a question?
Yeah, clarifying questions right now.
Just clarifying questions, but you could be
Okay,
first for
I'll
feedback.
learn
All right, go ahead.
So just from me hearing you say in response to him is I can change your life by putting your hands in the soil. Have you not considered education as your monetization value?
100%, yeah.
Is that what you need
I
help
think
with?
that's what he wants to monetize, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can go into a long discussion on curriculum that I've wrote that's worldwide right now as
All right,
well.
we'll do two more. Go ahead.
So when you say monetize, you want to monetize your audience based on coaching?
I want to build the podcast platform right now, and I want to make revenue doing it. If I'm going to put energy into something that I believe that can be a tool of education to change the world or help the podcast is called Built for This, right? It's about the struggle, the real struggle of an entrepreneur. When you are 3 feet from gold and you can't reach it, how do you grip? How do you grab? Where do you go? There's no solutions out there. Nobody offers classes on how to get through this. It's less than 1% that ever make it back to the top after failing miserably, right? I don't know if I answered that or not, but.
We'll do these last two.
I have worked in a previous life when I ran an LED company that sold me cannabis kits. But you've got successful products, distribution companies, a podcast. So many of these pieces in your life are working well.
I don't know about working well, but I got so many pieces to my life.
You've got this opportunity, this vision in your head to, in some ways, monetize your wisdom and your brand and your education and bring it forward. What is missing, though? Like, in a perfect world, when you vision out, what are you able to do that you can't do today when you solve this problem?
Just restructure that question just a little bit,
That was a
if
great
you would.
question.
It was a great question. It's, what am I
Like,
missing?
If he solves his problem, now what?
Something is bugging you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not monetization, it's something else.
Yeah, it's management, self-management.
But you're not able to accomplish something in your life right now. What is, whoever solves this for you, what are they going to allow you to do that you can't do today? What are they going to allow you to do? Like,
What is it that you want to accomplish that people can help you do, and what does that look like when they solve your problems? What is it that you're accomplishing when they solve those problems of monetizing everything that you want to do?
I mean, it's big, so a dream is big, right? So change, big, the dream is big.
I'm hearing top of legacy, so strategy.
Definitely legacy, but again, I'll go back to changing the world one plan at a time. It's big. Like right now, if you look, we talked about food. I've been, first time I was entered the room of recovery was the age of 13 years old. I'm green and sober, and that's all I do. And I'm 55 years old now, and I've been in and out of the rooms. My life has been up and down, but the one common denominator is I know why I'm here, and I know my purpose. When I reach my purpose, I'm going to help people. I'm a fifth-generation Johnny Appleseed. His legacy left behind was to touch the hearts of children for eternity. What the fuck else you want to leave behind, right? Like, that is the greatness. There's nothing better than leaving that type of legacy behind, and that's what I'm after, and if someone can help me, we're going to do that together.
Did you just say you're related to Johnny Appleseed?
Fifth generation.
We're related to my grandfather.
That's awesome, man. What's up, family? Woo!
All right, last question, then we'll go to feedback.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
The Soil King. Instagram, the Soil King, everything the Soil King.
Is it monetized?
I'm just flipping it over to business right now, but I'm so afraid of losing. I have 15 years of you know, the YouTube channel. I have dead people on it that mean like comments and everything. It's been this constant fight, but I'm flipping it over now, and I'm going to lose some comments, and I hope I don't. 40,000.
Something's wrong there because it should be able to be monetized.
So we're gonna figure that out.
That's
I
what
ain't
he's
to monetize that. Amen. That's exactly.
You have one last question. If you can't make it real quick, because we got to move on.
I was going to say that my question is, what are you afraid of? That was my question.
Failure. It's a constant battle, right? Because the up and down. It's hard to say. I live in the now. I understand that. I'm faith driven, 100%. But I don't have another failure in me, and I'm gonna hit the goal and the purpose that I'm set out to do.
All right. So
No room for
failure is a good
mistakes.
answer. Let's move on to feedback. So
Oh, we're still up here?
Stay right here. So now I'm gonna jot down all the feedback. So as we give feedback, I'm gonna write it down, take some notes, so you can take a picture of it and go home. All right. Who wants to start us off with feedback? What feedback can you give them to help them now with these? Go ahead. Whoever wants to start it off back here.
Did you want to go?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yes.
So, best advice I got was I don't have 24 hours in my day, I have 3,600 hours in my day, and that is because he pays people for their time, right? And so I took that and I ran with it, and I was like, okay, let me find good people around me where I don't have to nitpick and micromanage, just delegate, move on, and move to your next thing.
Looking for somebody? Yep. Go ahead.
Sounds to me like everyone's suggestion, you like already answer in your own head. You say the answer, right, and you already know what to do. It sounds to me like you just need an operator. Sounds to me like you want to be the face of the brand, the connector, other things like that. Sounds like you just need an operator to help you manage the connections, do the outreach to the brands, it's almost like a management
Facilitate all of it.
something like that.
That's exactly it.
Perfect.
Go ahead. If you're next, just go.
So I think I've been talking to a few people about this similar scenario. I mean, I can tell just by looking at you, man. You got the look, you got the personality, you have everything, even the branding. You know, the Soil King. Does anyone not look at him when he says Soil King? Yes. The Soil King. So I think incorporating, if you're not already, incorporating long form video in what you're doing, and that can easily be chopped up. You know, a 20-minute video can be hundreds of pieces of content over different platforms. So going back to the gentleman's question over here, how many followers do you have? Well, you got 40,000 on one platform, but what about your Instagram? What about your LinkedIn?
LinkedIn's I'm a little. Yeah. Sorry, it's feedback.
No, that's what an operator's for. So yep. Go ahead. I wrote it down.
The thing that's kept me coming up was you sharing your knowledge and wanting to share your knowledge to everyone, but having the ask to monetize it, right? Because you're like, this should be free. It should, but it's okay if it's not.
Agreed.
It's okay that people pay you for sticking with this love of soil, right? And evergreen content, the stuff that you're literally doing every day in your garden, could literally be put into something that people pay for $25, $20, $15, and they now know how to do some of these basic things in their garden.
Perfect. Next.
I always wonder if it's better for you to focus on monetizing the education form itself rather than the platform. So if you did workshops, modules, or anything that people can go back to repetitively to learn, and then use platforms such as Instagram and YouTube to stay relevant in creating conversation and promote the education that you're going to purchase, I think that would be a better route than worrying about how can I get this many followers or sales through Instagram, YouTube, or a podcast.
Perfect. Perfect.
Thank you.
It seems to me that you know what you got going and what you want to leave, but you're stuck in this fear state of fear of failure, and you're making excuses for why you're not doing it, but you have a big vision and you want to leave a legacy and touch the heart of children and change the world. So my feedback is do it. Stop making excuses.
What does failure actually look like? You only fail when you stop. So.
Failure's growth. It's always been growth.
Do you have content like on YouTube that's teaching the stuff that you said you wanted to teach him about the soil? Like, do you have that content out there being given away for free?
I do, yeah.
So like you can take, you don't, if you find the right operator, you don't actually have to do any more work to create the education products because you could just take the transcripts of those videos and like, if you send me a YouTube video, I'll do this for you for free. I'll run it through a program I have and we'll create a 5-page email course that'll sound just like you, teaching whatever.
I was looking into that. That's interesting. I use a lot of Opus Link on 15 years of content now, but I know what you're talking. Yeah.
You just need to put it in the right format and then figure out how to monetize that.
Yeah.
Then the next step of the content that you've created in the platforms that you're on is the people that want to work with you. Cool, we'll market you on these platforms for a fee or
Remind me of your name
whatever
again?
you were meant to be for.
Will?
And then have
Last
them
name?
use their product, right?
Treble, it's like treble with a P.
Spell it real quick.
P-R-E-B-O.
Perfect.
Patrick, you have an awesome personality. Like, you're a guy that I would run into a YouTube short and I would watch you, especially with gardening. If you already have the content and the subscribers, you need a manager that can structure. You need structure.
Yeah.
So you need the team, the systems and processes to get whatever you already have and just like place it where it belongs. My son, he's 13 years old. He just got monetized on YouTube. He one video, he had over close to 3 million views, and he already made over $13,000 on his own on a broken iPhone 8. So if he can do something like that,
Yeah.
you know, totally.
I mean, I have videos with almost 1 million views right
So
now,
you
so.
need us and Clayton to chop it all up for you, put it all in order,
Yeah.
and just do it together. You don't need to do anything else.
The one thing I'll tell you I'm not looking for is working partners that want to come in and just get paid. I want to make money together. It's time to grow and make money together. This pay to play thing it's never worked, and this is why I'm 55 and here right now.
Go on, Clayton.
Right now, is your YouTube monetized?
It's not monetized at all. It's still personal because
So I'll come over to your shop.
love this guy, Clayton right here. Yes,
Literally, it'll take me 5 minutes. Right.
love this guy. Okay, love him, man.
Alrighty, any last one? Any last piece of feedback? We're good? Alrighty, go.
I was wondering if you have one place that you've collected your community in that you would have access to your whole audience at once. And if you don't yet, maybe that's an opportunity to consider funneling everyone into like a controlled space like your virtual classroom. And then you could offer free workshops, paid workshops, local events, live virtual workshops, whatever the things are.
Exactly what I need a manager handler for, right there. That's it. Yeah.
Check out Circle. Circle. Not half the community was there. Have you checked out, have you ever read Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson?
I have not.
If you're a reader, you should read that. But basically the concept is that you, as the Soil King, are the expert, right? And you have what's called a value ladder. So you have your organic content, and then that's free, right? And then you have an email list. That's free as well, but it's a little closer to you, a little bit more personal, a little bit more of you, right? Then you have like a low ticket recurring group on a platform like Circle, but probably more happy community. And then that gives people access to a little bit more content. Then you have a course at like $4.97. Then you have
Exactly.
it keeps going up, and then you get all the way up to the point where
He needs you to make all that
What's your
for
name?
him.
Let's make money, man. Let's make money.
so then you get to the point where you're getting paid $50,000 to go
Last
on
name?
stage, Frost, F-R-O-S-T. So stuff like that. Like that's the expert secret value ladder. If you're the expert, people need to pay more money to get close.
Build an app. I give free Q&A worldwide on, my plant looks like this, you know, I should monetize all that. Like,
All right, perfect. So we are good. Patrick, take a photo of this, take it home. I took down some notes,
It's
and
awesome.
some feedback.
Can we give this guy a round of applause?
thank you.
Perfect. With that feedback, we will be able to connect with everybody in the room too as well. Who liked that concept of the opportunity chair? Yeah. So next month, maybe, you know, now you could be in the opportunity chair. Everyone got to speak in the room. Go ahead, any last words you want to say?
No, just thank you for everybody showing up tonight. Just for anybody that's new to here, we do this every first Thursday of the month. The only one we're not going to do it on the first Thursday of is July, because the first Thursday of that month is July 4th. We're moving it to the second week of it, which is the 11th, correct?
Yes, the 11th.
Which would be July 11th. But this is a free event. Obviously, you guys see that you were invited out here. You see a lot of new faces tonight, so please come out. Thank you guys. Obviously, we love what we're doing. We want to help you guys. We want to serve you guys. We also want to help you guys connect with other people that can get you to the next level. And with our Rolodex of what we have over the last decade of what we built in our relationships, we want to hand our relationships to you guys too as well, so we can help you get to where you want to go and achieve whatever it is that you want to do.
So I want to highlight some people in the room, and then I want to talk about next month as well. So in the room, if you have questions of what's going on with Ideal, and you want to be pointed in the right direction, Alejandro over here, he is our founding member of our coaches, our inner circle coaches, and our coaching division when it comes to the Ideal coaches. We have Alex, if you could stand up, Valentino, and Chris in the back. They are with Ideal as coaches as well when it comes to that space of, you know, wanting to work with elite level coaches. I want to speak with some of the coaches, like I said, with my ask in the room. So for our next event, if you have questions, definitely go direct your questions to those people. We also have other people that have been in the community. Blake, Hannah have been in the community.
David.
David, Bradley in the
Nico.
back, Nico over here, that we've had relationships with over the last 4 or 5 years with. So you can definitely talk to those people in the room. Now, next month's event, sometimes we have guest speakers. We've had the privilege of having Nico do last month when it comes to being magnetic. Next month, we have Greg Reed coming. So Greg Reed wrote the book 3 Feet from Gold. If any of you guys have ever read that book, 3 Feet from Gold, he's also written or been published in 150 other books, so the guy's been in the book space forever. He will be our guest speaker next month. So he's also the founder of Secret Knock, which is the #1 networking event of the year by Forbes every year out in San Diego, and he hosts it in different locations. So come out here, get to shake hands with him, get to meet him, get to know him next month. The Eventbrite, you guys can see it's a small room, it's a tight room, so we keep the quantity of people very low in this room, right? So if you want to be here next month, the Eventbrite, if you go to the same page, next month is available to reserve your ticket now. So that way you guys reserve that, because it is limited. There's only a certain amount of room space. So sweet, that is everything on my end. We have this room till 9. I don't have a watch on.
We got 30 minutes left.
So now feel free to get back to your guys' conversations. Thank you for coming out. If you guys have any questions, come talk to me. And I'm going to make my way around the room and connect with all you guys as well.